Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I hope you're doing really well. So today I have my third installment of my top fragrance launches of the year. I've kind of been doing them incrementally throughout the year because there have been so many fragrance launches this year and so many absolutely incredible ones. So I have my last 10 of the year. That's crazy. Usually I do 10 for the entire year. This year I think I've done like 30. So that is wild. But anyway, all of these fragrances that I'm about to share with you are absolutely incredible and I'm so excited to chat about them, so let's get into it. I'm going to start off with Sogno in Rosso from Valentino. Valentino launched their Haute Couture collection this year and I was lucky enough to actually work with them on this launch, and it was one of my favourite campaigns of the year, to be honest. It was incredible and the collection itself is amazing, but I think this is my favourite one from the collection. Do you know when you find a fragrance and it just feels like you? That is how I feel about Sogno in Rosso. It has this gorgeous sort of powdery, creamy, warm, slightly sweet vibe to it. It's got a deep vanilla, it's got Italian milk foam accord, it's got black pepper. This is so bold, it's so seductive, it's really unique. There's a slight touch of floral in there. I've said it before, but if you told me there was iris in this fragrance, I would so believe you. In fact, I'm not convinced that there isn't. It's just not listed, but it's got this sort of powdery, lipsticky feel to it. It's sweet, but it's not too sweet, and it's just enveloping, and I find this so seductive. I love it so much. Next up is the newest addition to my collection. It is Legend Leather from Mise en Serre. You know my love for Mise en Serre. They recently launched into Phoenix. I was invited in last week to go and check them out, and I just fell in love with this fragrance. It's absolutely incredible. It is such a chic and sophisticated yet slightly playful leather scent. It's got this soft suede-like quality, which is how I enjoy leather fragrances, and it's actually coming from iris, which is so interesting. You know I love a good iris note, and this has a gorgeous fruity, slightly sweet raspberry note in as well. So it's got this sweetness, it's got this soft suede-like quality. It also has some saffron, which adds a touch of spice. It's a little bit woody, and I just absolutely adore this fragrance. This is such a great one for the cold weather as well. You could wear this all year round, but I've been wearing this in the cold and I absolutely love it. Next up we have Yassat from Widian. This is another brand that you know I absolutely love, and this is a gorgeous creamy sandalwood fragrance with cardamom and caramel. The caramel adds a sweetness, but it's not overly sweet. The sandalwood in this fragrance is so creamy and just, it's so cocooning. It's such a sophisticated yet warm fragrance. Again, so perfect for the winter weather. It has a slight powdery feel to it. The cardamom adds spice, but it's not overly spicy and it's not overly aromatic, yet that cardamom is still prominent. I love the way it plays in this fragrance, and it has a lovely ambery sort of dry down, and it's just gorgeous. If you like your sweet fragrances but you want something that's very refined, very chic, very stylish, then I would definitely recommend trying out Yassat. It kind of, the sandalwood in here reminds me slightly of the way the sandalwood is done in Gris Charnel, in Red by Soradora. So if you like those fragrances, this is definitely one to check out. This is sweeter and it leans more feminine to my nose, although I do still find this to be very unisex. It is just a beautiful fragrance and I'm very happy to have it in my collection. Ottimo by Père Noir is such a stunning, dark, boozy tobacco fragrance. It really has this earthy feel to it. The tobacco, like I said, it's dark. It almost has this like chewy quality to it, if you know what I mean. I love it. It's got a fruity facet to it. It's got this nutty, chocolatey feel. There's a rum note in here, and it is just so stunning, perfectly unisex. I just adore this. I adore this fragrance so much. I do actually have a discount code for Pear Noir. I will leave it linked down below along with the links to all of these fragrances so that you can find them easily, but this is definitely one to check out. Next up is another fragrance that I had the pleasure of working on the launch of over on TikTok. This is Million Gold for Her from Rabanne, and I love this fragrance because it sings to my truest core, which is that of an absolute floral lover. Like, I love an intoxicating floral, and you guys know this, and that is what this fragrance is. This is a gorgeous mix of white florals, rose and mineral musk. It has sweetness, but it's not overly sweet. It's sophisticated, and I just absolutely love this. This to me is such a glamorous fragrance. This is when I've got my makeup done, like a soft glam look, beautiful blown out hair, and this is what I want to smell like. It also works in any weather. When I first got this, I thought it was going to work best in warmer weather, but actually I've been wearing it in the cold and it works just as well. I adore this fragrance. I'm actually going to film a full list of my favourite designer launches of the year over on TikTok, so be sure to be following me over there if you want to see all of my designer recommendations, because there have been some absolutely incredible ones, but this is definitely one of my favourites. Next up we have the stunning Amouage Guidance 46. I really struggled with the original Guidance. I still go back to my sample. I have like a 10ml sample of that, and I go back to it every now and again because I really want to get on board with the original, but I just struggle with it a bit. So I was so happy when Amouage launched Guidance 46 because this really gave me everything that I wanted from the original. This has the gorgeous creamy florals that the original has, but the spiciness is just dialed back. It's just the edges are rounded out, it's slightly softened, it's slightly sweeter. The opening has that juicy pear, so it's a bit fruitier. And all in all, I just find this version of Guidance more wearable, and I absolutely love it. It is so stunning, so refined, and I do still go back to my original Guidance because you never know, I might fall in love with that fragrance. It has been known to happen. I do like to go back and revisit fragrances that I haven't necessarily got on with at first try or second try or third try, but sometimes it just happens where I will wear a fragrance one day and it just clicks and I'm like, wow, I love this now. So I feel like that could happen to me at some point with Guidance, but anyway, I love Guidance 46. It is absolutely stunning, and yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful. So this year, May launched extra versions of Toy 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 and also Yvonne. I think they are both incredible, but if I had to choose one, I would choose Toy 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 because wow, this is one of the best woody fragrances in my entire collection. It's this gorgeous, I don't even know how to describe this fragrance. It's a gorgeous sort of creamy woody fragrance. I always say it, but I get a slightly boozy feel from this, although there are no boozy notes in here. And I always say it gives me the feeling of like a cigar lounge or a whiskey lounge. It's very suave, very put together, very sophisticated, but it has a very like chic, cool, stylish feel about it. It's got a slight edge to it and it's just a bit different, and I absolutely love it. It's got a slight hint of spice in there. The way I love this fragrance, honestly, if you haven't tried it, please try it out. It is so incredible, and I love their bottles as well. May is a brand that I have really fallen in love with this year. I think I only discovered them this year. And I've fallen in love with so many of their fragrances. You guys know I loved 28 Degrees during the summer. I love Tableau Parisienne. What else do I love? 1812, stunning. But yeah, this is definitely one to check out. It's so gorgeous. Next I have Ambre Supermassive from Les Eaux Primordiales. This is a different take on Ambre Superfluid, which came first. This version, it's still sweet and spicy and delicious and boozy, but the tobacco note and the vanilla note are amplified, and I find this version to be slightly more fruity. This has apple, which the original has, but this also has peach and pineapple, which just plays lovely with that boozy rum note. I adore this fragrance and it smells so festive to me. Oh, did I say this has got honey and cardamom in as well? It is delectable. Next is an absolute standout. It is Iris Cartagena from Bon Parfumer. This is a gorgeous iris, cacao and papyrus fragrance. It's got notes of rum, it's a bit boozy, it's also got coffee, sugarcane and vanilla. The sugarcane adds this sort of crystallized sweetness. It's got this light airy sweetness, but it's got a lot of depth. This is a dark fragrance. I love the way the iris is done in here. It's just powdery, chocolatey, it's dark, it's slightly woody, you've got all of those deep base notes, but this light crystallized sugar just sort of lifts everything without making it too sweet. This has a sweetness, but it's not overly sweet. It just has this beautiful sort of crackling sort of sugar feel on the top. Does that make sense? And I absolutely love this fragrance. It is really, really beautiful. Matiere Premier launched their collection of extras this year, which I was very excited about. I only have Crystal Saffron in my collection. I have samples of the other fragrances. Do you know what? You know that Santal Austral and Amson Suave are two of my favourites from Matiere Premier, so I was very excited to try the extra versions, and to my surprise, I much prefer the originals. So my favourites from the Extra collection are Crystal Saffron. I also think the Radical Rose Extra is beautiful, but Crystal Saffron Extra is basically, it's very similar to the original Crystal Saffron, except it feels much thicker. It's like amplified, but not in a way that it is stronger, because Crystal Saffron is a strong fragrance. It projects enormously. It's amplified in the sense that it's rounded out a bit more. This has more of a leathery facet. It's sort of thickened out. It's powdery and it's just stunning. It is absolutely beautiful. I really love to wear this as a base for layering. I've mentioned that before, but it's just absolutely stunning. It's got a hint of sweetness in there. Such a gorgeous fragrance, and definitely want to check out if you like your absolute beast mode fragrances. This is not coming off your skin once you've sprayed it. It is going to fill up an entire room, and again, it's perfect for layering lighter fragrances over the top. Like I said, I'll link all of these fragrances down below. I'll also try and remember to link my other two best fragrances of the year videos in the description box as well if you want to check those out. Let me know what your favourite fragrance launch has been this year. I really want to know, and I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Give it a cheeky little thumbs up as always if you did, and hopefully I will catch you in my next one. Bye!